What is up? What is up? It is Rap Session Friday again, right here at the Play Inspired podcast. Now, today, there's a few things that I want to share with you. Main important thing, the first one that I want to share with you is the things that I have learned in my 28th year on this planet. And then, second, I uncovered something last night that is hard to swallow, but it's time that it gets addressed. And so, in the spirit of us continuous learning, I get that we are at that point right now where we're getting tired of things. But like I said in previous episodes, the learning, the unlearning, it never stops. It continues, whether we are learning new skills, whether we are learning to uncover racial biases that we have, not just racial, but any biases that we have inside us. It's time that we learn them or we unlearn certain things. And so, yeah, well, let's dive right in. So, I turned 29 last Monday, and I would say that my 28th year on this planet has been one of the most, I've done the most growth that I have done in the last year that I've ever done. Honestly, things have been, ever since I started on this journey back in 2016. That's when I started taking my own personal development seriously. I started taking my business a lot more serious. If you all know my story, right? I started in the world of network marketing in 2016, and then one thing led to another. Next thing you know, I'm in affiliate marketing, and now I'm in this. It's one thing that led to another. That the last 4 years is just nothing but adventure, and it's amazing. It's a lot of growth. But in my 29, I guess I'm 29 now. In my 29 years of existence, 2019 has been the most, I've done the most growth in 2019. So it all started in January. If you guys are familiar with the landmark work, if not, I highly recommend checking it out. I honestly believe that landmark and the similar kind of work is the key to world peace. I honestly believe that, and I know that's a big claim, but I'm sure it's that's the truth. That's my truth. I started in the last leg of the landmark curriculum in January of 2019. I started the self-expression and leadership program, and that is hands down the best part of, I would say, the best part of the whole landmark curriculum. And because I uncovered a lot of things, a lot of biases about myself, and I have not stopped uncovering them since. I'm not saying that you need these kind of work in order to start learning about yourself and start learning about certain things that you have, but it definitely helps. And so one of the things that I learned that's really transformed the way I interact with my family, with my friends, with people in general. I've never had problems interacting with people, but I've watered myself down into a version of as someone that's easier to take in. I've always been when I was younger, I've always been a lot more self-expressed, and a lot of people, that didn't sit well with a lot of people. I didn't get along with a lot of people, and I made that mean as something is wrong with me. But as we grow up, we get older, we know that self-expression, there's nothing wrong with self-expression. Right now, I'm living a life where I have a podcast that talks a lot about vulnerability and self-expression, because that's something that I deprived myself of. And so that's one of the things that I learned in that self-expression and leadership program. But you know what? I think I will save that for another rap session Friday. As you can see, I'm literally just rapping into the mic right now. I these sessions are very impromptu, so whatever comes to mind we start talking. Anyway, one of the things that I really learned and really enhanced my relationship with especially my family, my friends, and everyone, is the understanding that we are all out here trying to do what we think and what we feel is best for that certain situations, right? If you are mad at your parents about how they handle certain things, right? You got to understand that as a child, okay? If you are a certain age, right? I'm 29 now. I am now the same age as my parents when they had me, and I'm their firstborn, right? There's only two of us. And if someone handed me a child tomorrow, I certainly would not know what to do with it. Babies, kids. As soon as I got that realization, I realized that holy shit, uh, my parents are doing a good job. I was given to them the same age as I am now. And so they were just a couple of kids when they had me. And they're doing their best. And they're freaking great. And I make them wrong for a lot of things. I don't like the way they handled certain things when I was a teenager, but with the perspective that I have, they were doing things the best way they know how, the best way they understand, the best way that they feel at the time. So there's really no right or wrong way to do certain things because we're all out here doing our best. And then let's jump to, I know we're doing a lot of time jump. I know we're doing some time jumps here as I tend to do all the time for some reason. Um, but I know we're talking about my teenage years, but now we're going to jump back to my 10th year on this planet, more like 9-ish years. My parents have my little brother. He's significantly younger than I am. And he's in the autism spectrum. And guess what? He didn't come with the instructions manual either. And so now that I'm older, I'm making them wrong for the way they handled it. You know, I'm thinking that, oh, there's certain things that, oh, you should deal with Joe like this, or you should deal with Joe like that. But like I said earlier, none of us came to this world with an instructions manual. So our parents are literally doing what they think is best. Is it perfect? No. No. And honestly, life does not have any kind of instructions manual. And so that's why I always say compassion and empathy always has to be front and center, you know? And every single one of us came into this world and we're thrown into this giant blue marble and we're not sure what we're doing. You know? And the best we could do is interact with compassion and empathy the best way we can. Stop making others wrong for the way they wound up being. Because guess what? Someone else out there, and most definitely, most probably in your family, in your circle of friends, someone is making you wrong for the way you wound up being, but you are doing the best you can as well. What I'm saying is just always come from a place of compassion, whether it's your friends, your parents, your family, your siblings. Because we're all out here trying to do the best that we can. And so yeah, that's really the number one thing that helped me understand people, helped me get better relationships with my parents, my friends, my family, which is in short term in short here. I know I'm rambling about now. Is doing the best with what you have, doing what you think is right at that moment. Okay, so move on to the next one. Last night, I have friends that are comfortable making racially charged Asian jokes around me. And that is because I created that space for them. About 2013, I got my first big girl job. I like calling it that. I was doing water treatment sales, and that job was a lot of fun. The job itself was okay, but the people I was working with was they're fun. And at this point, after college, I've already mastered being that one funny friend, being that one friend that makes you laugh, like deep belly laughing, my stomach hurts kind of laughing. I don't always rely on racially charged jokes, but when I was working, I had a client at the time, and she's Chinese with a really thick Chinese accent. And she called me, and I on my car I had the Bluetooth, right? And I was with my coworker. We went out of town, and and so and then of course there's that accent now. And then one of my white coworkers made a comment about it, and instead of me standing up and saying, well, you know what, it's her second language, um, you know, you don't understand what it's like to learn a second language, and if you do, great, but you gotta cut her some slack. Instead of saying that, what did I do? Well, you fucking guessed it right. If you said, I started playing along, and I started doing some kind of an Asian accent, just to kind of get rid of the situation. And I got a lot of laughs, right? I was that one coworker. Now I am not only that one friend that makes everyone laugh, I am now that one coworker that makes everyone laugh, especially when she does an Asian accent. Yeah. And that was the beginning of, and then that's the beginning of everyone at work being comfortable making racially charged jokes around me, especially racially charged Asian jokes. They're being comfortable doing that around me because I created that space for them. And that was a tough thing for me to realize over the last couple days. I know it's a long-winded story to get to a point where I'm gonna say that if you are I am no longer gonna sit quietly or jump into the joke and add into the joke and make it funnier, um, just to get rid of the situation, and make it lighter, or if you make a racially charged joke around me, we're gonna have words. I'm no longer just gonna sit, make it funnier and all that stuff. No, it wasn't funny in the first place. So if you are comfortable making racially charged jokes around me, I'm sorry that I did not try to open your eyes and try to educate you and have words with you before. But moving forward, if something's amiss, something's not quite, if something is racially charged and if it's offensive, trust that you and I are gonna have words. And it's not so, and I don't mean that in a way that you and I are gonna fight, you and I are gonna argue. No, we're gonna have a very educational discussion where you and I can both learn, right? Sex jokes are still acceptable though. I'm pretty good at that too. That thing is still acceptable. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, this week I turned 29. Incredibly grateful. Work has been really busy. Business is really picking up, and so I am incredibly grateful for everything. I'm grateful for my family, my friends, my the opportunities that are coming to me. I am grateful for each and every single one of you for continuing to listen to me ramble every Friday, yap every Friday, and spill my guts pretty much to you every Friday. I know a lot of you are just like, oh my God, is it Monday? I would rather listen to insightful interviews rather than Judith yap around for like 10 minutes. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And as always, our number one goal is to always feel good. Okay? The learning and the unlearning of certain things never stops. We are all here on a quest to be the best versions of ourselves. And with that, I leave you with the usual stuff. May all beings be happy and free, and may our words, thoughts, and actions contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. I love you all.